Hello my mighty Baboon, I hope you are all doing alright today. If you remember last time we beat Warden Krieg, finished the first act, and Mornay asked us to go west and start our journey into the Arkovian Foothills to go kill Crumbling. And that's exactly what we're gonna do today. But before that, you can see that there is a new guy in town, let's go talk to him.
As I am sure you know, there are many who now cast their gaze upon you, traveler. Or should I say, taker. Some who mean you ill, some who fear your potential. Then there are those who command me. They have taken great interest in your accomplishments. It appears you may be just the one we require. I cannot speak of such things in this place. The cursed gaze of our foes is cast upon us here, so I will be brief. Great powers are gathering within the distant lands of the fallen Corvan people, and the Great Eye has decreed that you must play a part, whatever that may be. Will you answer our summons? Will you join me through the portal? Or do the mortal concerns of these people outweigh the calls of fate?
So that's going to open a portal to the first area of the Forgotten God DLC, the Conclave of the Three. Although you can start the DLC now, we only came here to activate the Rift Gate of this area. And I will say that the most natural way to do the game is just to do the base content, then H's of Malmoth, and finally finish with Forgotten Gods. So let's go back to Devil's Crossing, and this time we are going to repair the bridge. For that, be sure to have at least 6 scraps and 3000 iron bits with you. And let's repair it. This bridge once connected Devil's Crossing to the Arkovian Foothills to the northwest. It must be restored before you can cross it. Alright, let's squat the bridge. In general, in this area and in all the second act, you will want to have at least some pierce resistance. We're at 32%, that's not a lot, but should be enough. And the reason why we want pierce resistance is because of all these gunmen. All the second act is going to be infected by outlaws, and they are going to mainly deal pierce and fire damage. Now that we have repaired the bridge, our next objective for the Murderers and Worst quest is to kill Edmund Shanks Doyle. And this guy, a very nice fellow if you ask me, is just here. Nothing special about him, the main danger of this fight is going to be from all the gangmen around him, but as you can see we were able to finish him quickly. You'll pay for this. Darius wants this prison, and when he finds out what you've done, you'll wish I shanked you dead. Rest in peace, Cum. What was he thinking about? We are a strong baboon and nobody shanking us, mate. There is Edmund's stash in the house. And oh, that's nice. We get the Bloodbound Ointment recipe. That's a useful one that can raise our chaos resistance by 25% for a few minutes. And we will definitely use that later in the game. I know some purists will say, French baboon, if you use potions and ointments, it means you do not have the build or gear to enter an area. But we are playing hardcore, so we do not have rooms for mistakes, and we better be safe than sorry, right? Meanwhile, now that we have killed Edmonds, let's go back to Devil's Crossing and sell our equipment. I want to keep these boots. This coronet is not so good. We don't need a shield. And this coat is not too bad, but we are going to have better options in a moment. Oh, and I like these leg wraps. More armor and more resistance. Let's equip them. And wait a moment. Did you see what I saw? We have another ancient armor plate. Very good, I am going to put it in our new leg wraps. And now, let's go talk to Mornay.
Well, did they like our housewarming gift?
I killed the man in charge, by the name Shanks.
I like that. We'll need more of that for what's coming next.
What's our next target?
Darius Crumbling. Last I've seen his face, they almost hung him for a double homicide. The warden intervened at the last minute in favor of a life sentence in Devil's Crossing. Seems there were ulterior motives after all. Darius Crumbling is the devil-made manifest, devious and manipulative with a penchant for sin of every kind. He's the one running this gang, and he's the one we need to go after next.
Do you have a plan?
Hit them hard and fast, leave no room for a counterstrike. I've only seen a portion of their operations in the region, but they are really entrenched on the four hills in Old Arkovia. Shanks surely wasn't Darius's only lieutenant, so I suggest you find the rest and kill them. We don't want one of them taking over after Darius is dealt with. I don't have any names for you, but they will probably have equally clever prison names as our dead friend Shanks. But to really end this, you need to cut off the head of this operation, Darius Crumbling. If what I hear is true, you will find him hiding out in the mines underneath the Four Hills. Lastly, my scouting partner, Elsa, must still be out there with them. If I venture to guess, Cronley has her in his clutches. Save her from that brute. I hear you are quite capable, so don't let me down. When you find yourself out there, I recommend you seek out a man by the name Quaid. He and his group forsook the peaceful ways of the Rovers in favor of fighting back against the Outlaws. And I'm glad they did. It was Quaid's people that pulled me from the jaws of death.
Okay, we are going to go back to the Arkovian Foothills. But since we have swapped some piece of equipment, let's first have a look at our resistance. We are still quite low on most of them, especially bleeding. As we are playing hardcore, we really want to pay attention to our resistances and cap them as soon as we can. If there is one defensive stats that you should care about in this game, it's the resistances. Let's continue our journey, and we could go directly north, but if we first go south, we are going to enter Cairn's retreat and meet Skinner. Now we can save this guy and his family, but we need to be extra careful at what we say to him. Stand back, I'm burning the shack down. My family does not need to suffer any longer in this horrible world. Stay out of this, it's for the best. Look, things are bad, but we can't lose hope. What hope is there left? Good people are dying, and the world is overrun with monstrosities we used to spook our children with. I will not have my family suffer any longer. I come from Devil's Crossing. It's safe here. Safe? What's safe anymore? We were safe out here once too. Look at this place now. We defend it. There is shelter and water. Please join us. Perhaps this is a fresh start we needed. I really hope you speak the truth. Alright, take us there. So we saved him, and we will find him again in Devil's Crossing. But if you don't exactly reply him the same way I replied to him, he will decide to kill himself and his family and sets his house on fire. Just a few steps north, we just took the first passage of Kimon's scriptures, and then the road is blocked this way. So we need to go back where we came from. And then let's go up north. As you can see, it's not only outlaws here, there are also a fair bit of beasts, and in some parts we are also going to meet some ethereals and undeads. So now we arrive on a riverbank, and if we continue west, we are going to meet a scumbag called Drew Larkin. You there, hear a dying man out, will ya? Backstabbed by my partner, only man I thought I could trust on this forsaken hellhole. We were traveling, cart full of scrap with salvage from some rundown homes, when I guess the bastard decided that splitting the profits 50-50 just wasn't gonna cut it. He jumped on me in the middle of the night and stabbed me right in the gut, made off with all the loot, and left me to die out there. If you ever run into a man named Isasiah, you cut him down for me, will ya? Don't suppose he got too far down the road. So we are going to learn a little later that he was not really truthful when he told us his story. But now, let's put our baboon feet into the water, and on the other side of the river, we are going to enter the Spine Cove. In here, we are going to look after two things. There will be a boss called Baros Wradlith that we will want to kill. But first, you can already see on the minimap a desecrated shrine further up north. So let's first do that. And in this cave, we are going to only meet undeads. They mainly deal vitality damage, and we have a good resistance against vitality, so we should not have any issues in this cove. At the same time, we hit up level 20, I'm going to continue to put points into the mastery bar until we hit the 32 points mark. And I am also going to add 1 point into spectral binding. Once we hit the 32 mark, we will unlock the Mark of Torment skill, and only then we will start to add points into the Oppressor mastery. Alright, let's start the fight. This can be a dangerous one if you do not have a lot of vitality resistance. In our case, your French baboon is lucky, because there is a chance that there are 3 heroes spawning here, and 3 heroes trying to gangbang a baboon, that's not an easy thing to watch. If 3 heroes spawn in your playthrough, do not be afraid to retreat on the bridge. And the one that spawned, Baros Wradlith, mainly deals cold and vitality damage. So we want to continue raise our primordial affinity, so we are going to start put points into the Sailor's Guide. The first star is not very good, some defensive ability and physique, but the rest is better. We will notably get some movement speed and cold and electricity resistance out of this constellation. Now let's continue our way south and let's hunt Baros Wradlith. Let's take care of this hero. And then we run north and Baros is going to be around here.
Can't do that yet.
Baros Wradlith, Lord of the Lost Soul, I challenge you to a battle until one of us die. Well, seems he accepted the challenge. Again, this boss mainly deals cold and vitality damage. The bad thing for us is that he also has 30% of vitality resistance, so it should take some time for us to kill him.
I can't do that yet.
And well, that was quicker than expected. You might have noticed by now that most of the unique bosses drop unique green items, but unfortunately this one is no good for us. Meanwhile, the good thing is that there is an exalted stash just after him, here. And we got Willie's Razor. Garbage for us, it's more for pierce and bleeding builds. Let's grab the rest and let's go back to the entrance. And you know what, I changed my mind. Let's go out through the second entrance. I'm going to show you what's on the other side. This is absolutely not somewhere you have to go, but on this side we are going to enter the Crumbling Watch. Nope, I need to go the other side to take this note. This watch is going to be filled with undead skeletons. Let's grab the note. And then let's unlock this totem here. Just by the color, we already know that's going to be an undead one. One hero and one gargantuan. Gargantuan are these big undead beasts. They look dangerous and they can be, not because of the damage, but because they have a skill called Bone Prison that can lock you up for a while, which can be deadly if you then get overwhelmed by enemies. And we get the Windborne Greaves. Not bad, but remember that we also have boots to equip that are even better. And now that we are level 20, we can equip them. I will equip the chest piece later, because we'll need to remove the ancient armor plate. These gloves are not too bad, but I don't really like the fact that they don't have resistance. And for the leggings, it's going to be the same thing that with the chest armor. We'll need to go back to Devil's Crossing first. So now we are going to step down from the Crumbling Watch, and we are going to go back to the main road. Just south from here, we are going to meet Isasiah Redden, the guy that Drew Larkin wanted us to find and kill. And we'll have three choices. We can spare him, extort some money from him, or kill him. So let's talk to him. Who in the hell are you? What do you want from me? I'm here about your partner. That swine isn't dead yet? Let me explain. That is a huge misunderstanding. Say what you have to say, but make it quick. Drew is a worthless scum. This mess wasn't about the Hall of Scrap. That bastard tried to rape my daughter, Josephine. When we last camped out, I confronted him, and he got violent. I'm sorry I rushed to judgment. So if you spare Isasiah, and now some of you might want to put your finger in your ears because I'm going to spoil a little what happens later in the game. If you spare him, he will open a shop with his daughter in a settlement later in the game. If you extort him, you will get 1000 iron bits, and he will still open a shop. However, the prices on his shop will be much higher. Here we have the remains of Drew. And here also there is a not so hidden passage that leads us to a corpse and some greens. And so if you finally kill him, if you kill Isasiah, well, obviously he's not going to open the shop. But his daughter is going to ambush us at some point in the game, and when we kill her, she will drop a ring. Now the ring itself is in my view not very good, and he is also not going to be the only merchant in the settlement he's going to open a shop in. So if you ask me, it does not really matter what you choose here, it's just a moral decision that you do, and I choose to stand with the guy that tried to protect his daughter from a rapist. Here we are going to unlock the Arkovian Foothills Reef Gate, and just south we are going to encounter a rover settlement. Let's first talk to Graven, Hello, pleased to meet a friendly face out there. Bandits don't usually grant us the courtesy. I was wondering if you could help us out. Our elder Matthias has gone missing following a recent raid on our camp. The elder was determined to keep our talisman, a precious relic of my people, away from their greedy hands, and so he fled into the nearby ruins when the bandits showed up. It has been several days, and I'm beginning to fear the worst. If it is as I fear, and the elder is dead, please at least recover the talisman. We will be eternally grateful for its return. I will search for your elder, and let's also talk to Bernard. Greetings, stranger. A pleasure to meet someone who doesn't begin a meeting with a weapon. Can say the same for the gang up the hill. Violent and bloodthirsty murderers. All of them. Everything we despise in this world. And now they've set up a barricade down the road to trap travelers such as ourselves. We've set up a camp here while we decide what to do. The best course of action would be to blow that barricade. However, we'd like the means to do so. Staunton Mine to the west of here is abandoned, but it may have some explosives. If you recover some dynamites and use it to destroy that right blockade, I can offer you some coin for your troubles. What do you say? There is also a merchant here, so I'm going to sell all of our useless stuff. We can now equip the Tome of Plague, but actually it's not very good. You can see that our DPS drop when we equip it. What about this build? I don't know. These 2 chest pieces, we want to keep them, and I think I want to sell the rest. Okay, so we have unlocked 2 new quests, the Lost Elder and Clearing the Way, and we are going to do them right now. To do that, we need to go west and under the Staunton Mine. This mine is going to be just here. And in here, we are going to find 1 dynamite. That's necessary to continue the quest Clearing the Way. And we're also going to meet Nicholas Balthazar in here and his gang members. We are mainly going to encounter outlaws, so be sure to have some pierce resistance. Let's go this way, and Nicholas is going to be here. He mainly does some physical attacks, no fancy spells, a simple dude, that Nicholas. We grab the dynamite and the Balthazar's crest, and I don't think it's very useful for us. No, it's not. And we are on our way to the other entrance of the mine. Once back in the Arkovian Foothills, let's run north, and we are going to enter an area filled with skeletons, and in this area we are going to find the Lost Elder. We also level up. Please, stranger, take this talisman. I carried it away from my camp to prevent bandits from stealing it, but nature has passed judgment and I am not long for this world. I implore you, bring this talisman to Graven. Tell him that I died protecting the relic. So unfortunately we arrived too late. However, he gave us a talisman, and when we are going to talk to Graven, we will have 2 choices: give the talisman back or lie and keep it for ourselves. I greatly recommend that you choose to lie, because this talisman is going to be our first relic, and it's free. If you decide to give the talisman back, you will get some more reputations with the rovers and some iron bits, but no free relics. Meanwhile, we go this way to use the dynamite we found and destroy the barricade. Okay, let's teleport back to the Rift Gate. And let's see, 1 more point into decay and Spectral Binding. And now, let's get our rewards. You've returned. Was your venture successful? A job well done. Thank you, you've done good by us, and we won't forget it. So very nice, we get our second inventory bag. It's going to be accessible here. And now, let's go see Graven. Any luck in your search for Elder, Matthias? I found the Elder. I'm sorry. A great loss to our people. Elder Matthias did all he could to keep our talisman from bandit hands. Tell me, did you find the talisman on him? And so we lie and say no. And we get the bone talisman. The good thing about this item is that it can be used with every build. 5% more attributes is always nice. And the skill is really useful because it not only lets us regenerate our mana faster, but also increase all damage for 10 seconds. As I said, really useful for all builds. If you don't take it, you will need to craft one, and you don't really want to waste resources early game. So I just put mana infusion in our quick bar. And alright, there are still a few things we still want to do. Let's go back to Devil's Crossing, and let's go talk to Skinner. And Skinner is going to be here. I would like to thank you for talking me out of committing the biggest mistake of my life. We were struggling to survive and I got desperate. My family deserves better. Thank you for showing me that hope still remains in this bleak world. I would like you to have this. It's a small token of gratitude. So we get the Skinner family seal, which I think is not very good. 12% pierce resistance can be useful for the second act, but I don't remember using it ever. Next, we want to upgrade our equipment. I want to use this chest armor. And I think I also want the Mistwalker leggings. And now I am going to get back the ancient armor plates. So we need to go see Darlet. Quite expensive, but I really need these plates. And now let's put them back. I now also have some corpse dust, so I can put them in a ribbon. And we still don't have good components for our gauntlets and boots. Unlucky. And well, my friend, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to add a like and subscribe to the channel. And next episode, we continue our journey north into Old Arkovia. See ya!